Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Are you watching how fast you're going? I didn't know I was speeding.
I was going down a hill.
Speed?
I didn't see the sign.
I don't think so.
But nobody else is on the road.
My foot fell asleep.
I gotta pick up my kids at daycare.
Is it because I'm driving a red car?
I didn't see you. My wife's going into labor, sir.
I didn't know. I was looking at a different gauge.
I'm not really from around here.
Something must be wrong with the speedometer.
Trust us, we've heard it all. Now hear this. There's no excuse for speeding.
But I always go this fast.
How many times have you wanted to make a change? Change in our schools, in our environment, and in our relationship with other countries. Well, guess what? You can make that change. All you have to do is vote for the people who you feel will bring about these changes. It is not enough to complain or just hope that things will get better. Stop backseat driving and steer our country where you think it should go. Some people think that one vote doesn't matter, but each vote gives politicians a better understanding of the opinions of the people they are representing. Opinions on important issues such as gun control, education reform, immigration, climate change, and abortion. Without our vote, they would have no idea what we think of these issues. In the last presidential election, only 57.5% of eligible citizens voted. That means politicians are unaware of the opinions of nearly half of the country. Each vote is a chance to speak your mind and work towards a better country and a better world. So vote for someone who you think could help us get there. Vote for how you want our country to change.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
Welcome back. We are with Straight No Chaser, and we are talking today about COVID, going back to school in the midst of a pandemic, and trying to keep our children learning in this new normal. Our guest is Dr. Anthony Marentic. He's the principal of South Academic Center. In what part? Where is this in Nevada? Because I'm all the way on the other coast.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Okay, Las
Yep.
Vegas. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, and all of the wonderful work, you all have missed it. If you've not been on, if you've been there before, he is a dynamic teacher, mentor, musician. He's got it all. He's a Renaissance man right here with us right now.
And
there's not too many black Renaissance men.
That's right.
In the world. We've got one right now. And people can testify to it, Chief, because the people calling out there, he's really teaching people, touching lives, touching hearts, doing things.
Yes. Amen.
Yes.
Well, and he also installs cable.
And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you got to do what you got to do. He runs internet line because you got to do that because you got to figure out what we're doing here. These kids, these hot spots. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that. But I'm serious about the work that he's doing, and he's serious about the work that he's doing too. And we had a testimony to that. Touch your heart. You just never know. You don't know. I mean, when you do these things, no matter how much hell you go through trying to do it, still one call that says, you know what? That made a difference. If I help somebody, what? Don't let me preach.
Go with it. Come on.
But let me stop before that because we had a caller come in just before we went to break, and I promised I would bring her right on in. I was told this is the other Dr. Marentic.
Is that like the real HU versus HU? He's saluting. He's standing up. Look, he's standing up, man. Look at that. Wow. He's shining his shoes. What's going on here? Put his tie on. What the hell's going on? Who the hell's he's playing his trumpet? That boy is man. What the hell? You see that? He stood up, man. Look at him. Can't he find the seats? Then, man, what the hell's going on? They playing trumpets and whatnot. Man. You good, Doc? Oh, wait a
Yep.
minute. Let him get some water. You guys give him
I am here. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And thank you for not necessarily having me, but having my brother out there because, as you have already heard, he is truly inspirational to those that are in his life, including one of his baby sisters right here, who has followed in his footsteps to become an administrator in our district to support our communities that need us the most, to make sure that they have their basic needs, their social and emotional learning met, as well as those high expectations of instruction. So, I could sing his praises all night, but I'm sure that's why he's on your show. But I wanted him to elaborate on his own personal safety procedures that he is following at his school to make sure that his own staff do not contract COVID-19 and that to make sure that safety protocol is being followed. Because I know that it's huge at our district and we do have certain guidelines, but I know strong administrators truly have those practices in place. Dr. Marentic, could you elaborate on what you're doing at your own site and share with us so that we can all follow in those steps to make sure we're keeping our staff safe?
Absolutely, Dr. Marentic. That's my younger sister. She's the first doctor in our family. She's an assistant principal, and she's outstanding. She's going to be picked up real soon to be a principal out here. So, Chief, can I mention names on the show? Because I can't take full credit.
You may.
You can do whatever you want on the show, sir. Okay. You got good genes.
Thank you.
Marentic genes. Y'all got good genes.
You got great genes. I personally have Levi's, so I need to get me some of them jeans.
But that's a very good question because I think, we talked about this earlier where, we're watching local and international news. And I wanted to go above and beyond to make sure that our staff and students are safe. So I went outside the district for counsel, Mr. Michael Blow, and my fraternity brother, Dr. Albright, to get feedback on the best practices of making sure both teachers and students are safe. So having several conferences with them, they suggested a lot of protocols that I should put in place. And I know that I can say my supervisor, he was very, very impressed with my reopening plan that all principals had to put in place because ours were very detailed. The district provided us, I call them the cement stickers that you see it in grocery stores that people put on the floor, but sure. with my safety council, if you will, they suggested that I should have arrows more aligned like the grocery store, safety dots to make sure that we're in social distancing of 6 feet. They have counseled me to buy the electro sprays for the classrooms because the district, with our policy, we have just a regular hand spray. But if you've seen on the news in public areas, you see somebody with like a container, a plastic container, and they're spraying. So we bought a couple of those. We also have the face masks. The district provided us with face masks, but we wanted to make sure that we have an abundance of them because obviously we're going to give it to the teachers. And when we come back, we're slated to come back in January. So, I still want to continue with those practices after when we're released to go back to school. So our mindset that I told the teachers today, we are still going to be in COVID-19 protocols procedure, even if we're cleared to go back to school in January. So we have face masks for all teachers and students, and our kids are smart. They'll find a face mask that might be inappropriate. Not a problem. Here's another mask. We'll give it to you after school. So we're doing that procedure. Our school, we have a check-in. So we bought what you see now in the grocery stores, those plexiglass shields. We have those in our offices. Again, we went above and beyond what the district mandated us to do. So each secretary, their area, they have a shield. We are required to have at least one staff member in our schools to answer phones, which is a good thing because the way that our phone is set up, that each area you can answer the main line. So we are practicing social distancing in the main office as well. When we do our searches, the safety team also told us, recommended that we have both the face mask and the face shields, okay, which is extra precaution, which, you know, again, when you're close proximity of the student, when you're teaching, you never know, because as even though I teach secondary, I'm in the secondary, but when you go into the primary grades with the elementary, you know, kids sneeze on you on accident. Yep. You know, there might be, you know, they might be bleeding and it might get on your clothes by accident. They're not doing it on purpose. Especially with our middle school kids, they're kind of learning hygiene. So, you know, they're always touching and scratching in areas that is, you know, when we get adults, we understand we can't do that in public. So the face shield is one thing that we added. Plus, we locked our gates, not because we don't want people to get in. We locked our gates so when we have a visitor, you can do a QR code, and the QR code goes straight. It shows our phone number, so you can call in. We have a bell at the gate as well. So with any deliveries, they can ring the doorbell, wait till we get there, and just drop it off, because we want to make sure that, you know, both our teachers and students are safe, our staff members are safe on campus. And, you know, we're going virtual with our orientations. Usually our school has orientations every day. So instead of coming in the cafeteria, we're going to do it virtually, where they can watch a video, and after they're done, they can fill out the Google form. Hey, I watched and I understand what the expectations are on our school. And those of our campus monitors, we have kind of what the doctors and nurses wear. We have the extra gowns. So, you know, when you get in close proximity of students, they're safe as well. I told my teachers that it might take some of our instructional budget, but, you know, we just want to make sure that you're safe. And again, everything that we're doing is above and beyond the district's protocols. And again, I'd like to thank Mr. Blow, Dr. Albright, to the part of my safety team, because I felt that I needed to go outside of the district and talk to people that are, you know, top of the game in security and medicine. Again, I went to school for education and music, and we're educators. So we're not doctors, and we're not security personnel. So I just went above and beyond, and they're nice people. And thank you, Mr. Blow. Thank you, Dr. Albright, because when we had the staff meeting, they were really shocked that we've gone above and beyond, because obviously we're the 5th largest school district in the nation, and other teachers talk and they'll either say some good things or they'll say some bad things. So they were very impressed on what we came up with and what we bought for our school to ensure school safety.
Well, that's great. And you know, Dr. Marentic, I'm not sure whether people appreciate the level of effort that has to go into preparing a safety plan, because you have to really consider everything from, you know, the deliveries of your food right through that disruptive student to who's not learning geometry, and literally everything in between. So I just really have to applaud the way you jumped in and really embraced a lot of the recommendations that were made. And I really think that your school is going to do very well.